Hi, my name is Nicole Vinson, and I'm an attorney with the Merlin Law Group. Merlin Law Group handles property damage insurance claims nationwide. One of the popular issues that's been coming up on our blog, propertyinsurancecoveragelaw.com, has to deal with actual cash value. Actual cash value is abbreviated in the insurance industry as ACV. And many of the insurance policies put forth for property cover and pay the insureds at an actual cash value. Others pay at a replacement cost value, or RCV. These numbers are critically important for the policyholders to understand because there's a big difference between an ACV and an RCV determination, but not always. It's important, though, that policyholders understand when the insurance company is telling them your coverage is for ACV and this is how we're paying it out. One of the topics that we've looked at frequently has been dealing with personal property loss, contents inventory, or goods, things that you have that are insured, that are tangible. When those things are being valued by the insurance company at an actual cash value. What does that mean? If it's not a replacement cost coverage, that one's pretty understandable. You're going to get the cost that it would be to replace the item. But what about when they only pay an actual cash value? One of the best pieces of advice that I can give to you is that this is very subjective, and the insurance companies are determining what they think the actual cash value is, but you may disagree, and you may be able to prevail with your analysis on what actual cash value is. But the important thing is that you have to understand it, and it's not simple. Actual cash value under the International Risk Management Institute has a couple of different definitions. It's really going to depend on your jurisdiction, what your policy says. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But one of the most common definitions is that actual cash value for personal property good would mean the replacement costs subtracting a depreciation. We'll talk a little bit more about depreciation. That would arrive at the actual cash value. Another way that it's calculated is the fair market value, but that's not in all jurisdictions. And finally, using the broad evidence rule, there can be relevant evaluations that are done of the damaged property. It can get pretty complex, but looking back at a common formula of replacement cost coverage subtracting depreciation, I want you to know that the depreciation is very subjective, and determining whether something has depreciated in value can be in the eye of the beholder. And you may be able to show that certain items they have not depreciated. In fact, they've gone up in value. We think of things like china, jewelry, things like that. Other things depreciate a little more heavily. Electronics and state-of-the-art items that are no longer state-of-the-art 10 years later. It's important that you understand how actual cash value works and that the insurance company may be looking at the evaluation through a very subjective lens. If you have questions about whether you're being properly paid on this ACV or actual cash value form, I think it's critical that you get attention to your claim. At Merlin Law Group, we do not charge for a consultation. We can evaluate these types of claims for you and make sure that your insurance company is standing behind its promises. We appreciate the opportunity to take a look for you. Thank you.